everyone, welcome back to Miss Ming's channel. This is Miss Ming. In my channel I do vlog videos, makeup videos, lifestyle videos, and boba tea videos. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I make boba tea at home. There are 1,000 ways of making boba tea and there are 1,000 ingredients that you can use, but one essential ingredient is the actual boba itself. Without boba, any tea will become regular tea or smooth. Definitely go online to buy yourself a boba. I will try to find a link to this particular brand of tapioca pearls in the description box down below. This one was highly recommended to me by a lot of my restaurant friends who either own or worked at Asian restaurants that make and sell boba tea drinks. They're ready in 5 minutes boba pearl, tapioca pearls. So there are 1,000 brands out there, and this one is unique in a sense that it's ready in about 5 minutes. I had a friend who owned a restaurant that used to use a boba tea tapioca pearls that are ready in about 40 to 45 minutes. Really, anyone has patience of that, and in 45 minutes, it's very easy to forget about them and overcook them. But 5 minutes, it's so easy. Just think about you can have boba tea drink in 5 minutes. So today we're gonna use this one. Also, we're gonna use some sort of syrup. The syrup I use, you can also use honey. You can also use monk fruit to make some homemade sugar-free syrup. But I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna use this syrup to make my boba. So first we're gonna make the tapioca boba, and then I'm gonna show you some of the recipes that I love to make homemade boba tea. Are you ready? Let's get started. Alright guys, so we can see the water is already boiling. So now we're gonna put some tapioca balls. Just remember, don't make too many tapioca pearls at once because they're only good on the day that you make them. The next day they will become weird. The texture won't taste good. So a lot of times when you go to a boba tea shop, sometimes the pearls are super good, the texture is really nice, versus other times it feels like it's either overcooked or not chewy enough or too hard. It's usually because the tapioca pearls are not very fresh. Not freshly made. Okay, so now let's put in some pearls. So we're just gonna make the ones that we're gonna eat today. I do love to eat the pearls, so I'm still making a lot. So we're just gonna stir it a little bit, one direction, either counterclockwise or clockwise. Wait for about 5 minutes. And when we're cooking them, boiling them, make sure you stir from time to time. Make sure that they're not stuck at the bottom of the pot as well. Just stir it. And we're gonna time it for about 5 minutes. Let's look at the balls again. The sizes are getting bigger and bigger. And honestly, I think they are ready. So when they're ready, the texture changes. And it's been about 5 to 6 minutes. So I think they are ready. You definitely don't want to overcook them because once you overcook them, you definitely lose the chewiness texture and you just lose all the fun. All right, let's get them out like this. Alright, our tapioca balls are ready. Don't they look so beautiful? I just love these shiny black pearls and they taste really good. Alright, the next essential step is actually to put some syrup or honey or any homemade sugar-free syrup that you want to make. You don't use stevia because it's not gonna taste good. I highly recommend maple syrup. Basically, we're just gonna put the syrup in and we're trying to soak the pearls into the syrup. So every time you go to the boba tea, you will notice that their tapioca pearls have slight sweet taste in them. It's not overwhelmingly sweet, but it's just very, very subtle sweet textured taste. It's really, the secret is actually to soak them into syrup for at least 5 minutes before using them. So the syrup can be infused into the tapioca pearls and give you that subtle sweet taste. Alright guys, the first recipe of the day is to make original boba milk tea. So for this recipe, we're gonna use the Tazo English breakfast tea. This one has been my favorite black tea of all time, and I've been using it to make my homemade boba tea for a while. So I already boiled some water. We're just gonna put the tea back into my cup for now. Ta-da! And then we're gonna put in some water. So here, don't put too much water because we're gonna put some milk in there. And the original recipe for boba milk tea is actually to use heavy cream. Because we've been quarantined at home, we haven't really gone to any grocery store for over a month. We don't really have heavy cream at home, and it wasn't one of the delivery items that we could get. So today I'm just gonna use regular milk. And also regular milk is healthier than heavy cream for sure. But if you really want that creamy restaurant level boba tea, I highly recommend you to use the heavy cream instead of the milk. And try not to over brew your tea. So once you think your tea is brewed, you will take out the tea bag. Also, you can also put sugar or monk fruit sugar or stevia in your milk tea. I usually drink them without sugar because I don't like things that are too sweet. So my tapioca bobas also have some syrup in them, so I don't feel the need of putting additional sugar or syrup or any sweetener. You can also put some sugar. And then at the end we will put some tapioca pearls. It would just immediately sink to the bottom. Alright guys, to fully enjoy my boba tea, I previously bought these boba straws. You can reuse them. Every time after you use them, you can wash them. It looks exactly like some of the boba tea shops. Alright, so our first boba tea drink is officially ready. This recipe is a classic boba milk tea, and it tastes really good and classic, but there's nothing special. So now we're gonna make the next one, which is a matcha green tea drink. So first, let me drink my boba. Tastes really good. You can also drink it cold with ice, either blended with ice or just over ice. But if you do ever decide to put in ice, make sure you make the tea stronger and put some sweetener because it will taste better when it's sweeter, when it's cold. And also you will need the tea to be a little bit stronger because the ice is gonna dilute the actual tea flavor. Alright guys, the next recipe is a matcha green tea drink. Matcha is really healthy. It's actually healthier than regular green tea. For the next recipe, we will need some matcha powder. I will try to find the link in the description box down below. So we will need matcha powder, and we would need some hot water, some sugar, and I'm gonna make it a matcha mango drink. So ideally, you can put pineapples in there, but we don't have it given it's during quarantine life. So we're just gonna use mango itself. The first one, we're gonna make some matcha liquid. This matcha we got from this brand is pure matcha. There's no sugar. It's fairly strong, so don't put too much of the matcha powder. It's gonna make the drink super bitter. So a little bit of this product goes a long way. So first we're gonna get some matcha powder in there. Okay, this is enough. Just half of a teaspoon. I think it's half of a teaspoon or something like that. I still think it's a little bit strong, but it should be okay. We're gonna try to dissolve the matcha powder. And matcha has a very bitter type of taste, so I do recommend you to put some sugar or monk fruit sugar or any stevia or any sweetener to sweeten it a little bit because it does taste a little bit weird if you don't put any sweetener in the matcha drink. Honestly, we don't like the taste of stevia, but since I already bought them, we're just gonna use them, but I don't recommend stevia. Just try to find a different substitute sugar. I heard that monk fruit substitute sugar tastes better than stevia, so definitely worth trying. Okay. And we're gonna put some frozen mangoes for this drink so that it will be icy cold. Ta-da! We got these frozen mangoes from Costco. As you know, we buy everything from Costco. If you haven't noticed, we're gonna put in the matcha mix. This is the coconut water that we love. If you haven't tried coconut water for your drink smoothies, I highly recommend them because they're so refreshing and they're also very healthy, hydrating, full of electrolytes. So we're just gonna put in some coconut water. It's not sponsored. Okay. Alright, so the final step for this mango drink is to top up some fresh mangoes. Ta-da! Look how fresh these are. So we're gonna top the fresh mangoes on top of this drink to make it even more refreshing. To cut these mango chunks into smaller chunks, so when we drink the tapioca drinks, sometimes when they sink to the bottom, we can just drink them with the pearls. But just letting you know that this drink is not suitable for children, especially when they're under 3. It's definitely very risky for choking. Alright guys, this is how I love to cut my mangoes. I like to cut them first vertically and then horizontally, and then they become little cubes. Ta-da! Oh, super pretty, right? Okay, we're gonna put it inside. Alright guys, a mango matcha green tea drink is ready. We're gonna put a straw just like the other. So make sure you put additional sweetener. I only put 3 bags of stevia, and honestly, I don't taste it at all. But mango itself is pretty sweet itself. But if you don't put mango in there, make sure you put other sweeteners because matcha is definitely a tough drink. Okay, let me try this out. Whoa, it looks so good. Okay. This is the best drink I've ever made. It has the sweetness from the mango and tapiocas. It's so refreshing. And also the green tea makes it even more refreshing. It's just so good, guys. I highly recommend this. Alright, so the next recipe we're going to try today is with the Tazo iced passion tea. I absolutely love the passion tea from Starbucks, and I recently realized that they use this iced passion tea from the Tazo brand. So today we're going to try to make it at home, but with the boba tea version. Okay, so first I bought this one online. We're going to use the coffee maker to actually make it. Alright, so now we're gonna make the passion boba tea. First, we're gonna put some boba in the cup. This one is fairly easy. And then we're gonna put some tea that we just brewed. Look at the color. Okay. And then we're gonna put some stevia or sugar, whatever sweeteners that you use. Alright, so the next we're gonna put in some juice. I love my tea with juice, and I think this passion fruit tea is gonna go really well with cranberry juice, blueberry juice, and things like that. So we're gonna put just a little bit of juice for extra sweetness. Actually, let me shake this juice. And then we're gonna put in some ice. Ooh, looks amazing, right? And then we're gonna put the straw, of course. And then let's try it. Tastes really good. I really like this recipe. Yeah. Alright guys, the next recipe we're gonna make is a coffee milk tea. This is particularly popular in Asian countries. Basically, it's a mix of coffee and milk tea. So it has both the coffee taste and the tea taste. First, we're gonna make some coffee with my favorite espresso machine. Okay, here we go. Alright, so when the coffee is still hot, we're gonna put in some English breakfast tea. Again, this is from the Tazo brand. It's one of my favorite brands. I just recently bought 6 boxes from Amazon to make sure that I have enough English breakfast tea. Okay, so we're just gonna dip the tea into the coffee. Yeah, double caffeine. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. If you don't have an espresso machine, you can also make regular coffee. It tastes just as good. Because this recipe contains both coffee and black tea, I'm gonna put some sweetener in there. Stevia is not the best because it does have a weird taste. You can put regular sugar or other monk fruit sugar as your sweetener. So I'm just gonna put stevia. Alright guys, the next step is to put some tapioca pearls, the bobas. Alright, the last step is to put in some milk. You can put ice milk or hot milk. I'm gonna put in some milk foam because I am making a hot drink. So we're just gonna put in. Ooh. Yay! A coffee milk tea is done. Look how beautiful it is. It is a perfect drink for the morning. You can make it cold or you can make it hot. But if you do make it cold, make sure you make the coffee and tea even stronger. And also you may need to put in more sweetener because the cold drinks do dilute the sweetness of it. Alright, next we're gonna make a matcha green tea latte. We're gonna use the same matcha powder that we use for the matcha mango drink, and we're gonna dissolve the matcha powder with hot water. In this clip, I actually accidentally put too much matcha powder. If this is the first time you ever tried a matcha powder, especially from this brand, which is pure matcha powder, make sure that you don't put too much the first time because it does taste really strong as a weird taste. And then I put a lot of sugar and stevia because matcha powder is very bitter, so you do need to make sure that it is sweet enough, especially when you blend your drink with ice. The recipe you're looking at right now is made for 2 people, so if you're just making the drink for yourself, definitely don't put too much of the matcha powder. I highly recommend you just try 1 very small teaspoon of matcha powder with lots of sugar and stevia. And then I would put whole milk, and here preferably you would have heavy cream because matcha powder has a weird texture to it. If you're not used to it, I highly recommend you to put any creamer products. The heavy cream is gonna neutralize the weird texture of the matcha powder and make your drink taste really creamy. And at the end, just put some tapioca pearls at the bottom of your cup, and there you have it, a green tea matcha drink. The last drink we're gonna make for today is a Vietnamese coffee boba drink. We love Vietnamese coffee. Every time I go to a pho restaurant, we always order it. So here we're gonna try to make it at home. First, we're gonna use some instant Vietnamese coffee powder. This brand is my favorite, but I couldn't find it online, so I found the best replacement so far, but I haven't been able to make it back to the Asian market in town to buy it again. Okay, so after you dissolve the coffee powder with hot water, oh, by the way, don't put too much hot water because it's gonna be a cold drink. After you dissolve it, just put condensed milk. The traditional Vietnamese coffee is very strong, so make sure you put a lot of condensed milk. But if this is the first time you ever used a brand, try not to put too much and try to taste it a little bit to get a sense of what the actual powder is. But just remember, at the end of the day, you're gonna dilute it with ice. So if it tastes a little bit too sweet right now, it's probably gonna be okay after you put a lot of ice. After we put enough condensed milk, you can taste a little bit, by the way. It should be very strong, and it should be really hot as well. But don't worry, because after you put in the ice is gonna melt in the hot liquid and it's just all gonna be diluted. Okay, so here I should have just put the pearls before I put in the ice, but somehow I wasn't in my right mind. But it's not a problem. After you stir it a little bit, the bobas, they're gonna sink to the bottom of the cup, so it's not really a problem. Alright, there you have it, an iced Vietnamese coffee boba drink, and it tastes so good. Alright, that's it for today. I hope this video is helpful to you when you try to make a homemade boba tea at home. If you decided to try out one of the recipes at home, let us know in the comments how did it go. And also, if you have other really great boba tea drink recipes, also comment down below for us to try it out. Quarantine life can be really hard, but everything will be better with boba tea drink in our hands. Alright, that's it for today. If you like this video or find it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, help us out with the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to this channel, ring the notification bell, and also comment down below what other videos you love to see in this channel. We will try to make them for you to entertain you guys during this quarantine life. Alright, that's it for today. Thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye!